It's a Sunday morning. The sun is out and you're enjoying the rays in a quiet local cafe. You pull out your laptop and open up Docs and get ready to get to work, but then blank. Nothing. You're completely blocked. By the time the sun is setting again, you've spent 2 hours bouncing between staring at a blank page and checking your Instagram DMs. But trust me, it doesn't have to be this way.
Gather around and have some snacks. It's poetry time with Max.
Hello and welcome to Poetry Time with Max. I'm your host, Max, and it is time for poetry. Writer's block. Anyone who has spent any time writing has felt it, dreaded it, and I am no exception. For years, I found I could only write when fueled by some immense source of inspiration. My work was at the mercy of this vague come and go feeling. There was just no discipline to the way that I wrote. It was haphazard. And I wanted to change that. Part of why I started this channel is to force myself to write consistently and to write when I didn't necessarily know what I was going to talk about. It's why I give myself only 15 minutes and I try to upload every 2, 3, sometimes 5 days. It hasn't been easy. I often get blocked in preparing for and sitting down for videos because I just kind of dread having to go and type when I don't know what it is that I want to write about. Sometimes I'm afraid that, hey, maybe my ideas have just run out. I'm kaput. My career, done and dusted. But the reality is, that's never happened. I think the biggest thing I've learned from this channel so far is that writer's block is fake. You are an endless source of creative inspiration, and sometimes you just gotta trust that and see what comes out. And my advice probably sounds a little bit stupid, but simply put, it's to just write anyway. Write something, write anything. A singular sentence, a phrase, a word, and from that, you'll find the next word, the next phrase, the next sentence. The thing that's truly blocking you is the expectations you're putting on what you're writing and what it should sound like, what it should look like, what it should be. But in reality, you don't know what you're writing and you can't really plan what you're writing until you have something to start from, until you've written something. And soon enough, you'll have a whole paragraph, a whole story. And you can take that building block and you can mold it, you can shape it, you can add literary devices and fancy metaphors and make something beautiful. But for me, in my experience, you'll never be able to predict what that actually looks like when you first get started. And that's kind of the beauty of it. Writing is like chiseling something out of stone. You're discovering the shape as you do it. The best advice I've ever received on writing was actually from an acting professor of mine. She said to me, write what you mean. And that sounds kind of vague, kind of pointless, wishy-washy, but it's true. You have to think to yourself, what is it that I am trying to say? Not what I think a critic wants to hear, not what I think the audience is interested in, but what am I saying? That's what's interesting about your writing. You are interesting about your writing. So let yourself speak. And in the future, when you are feeling yourself getting blocked, when you don't know what to write next, I have a few exercises you can try. My favorite way to help myself get through writer's block is to use a random word generator. This works especially well with poetry or other short form writing, but you go online, you look up random word generator, and you get 4, maybe 5 words, and then you just write what they make you think of. To me, it's akin to those videos of guys freestyling where they have to include certain words in the freestyle sequentially, and it works a lot better than you might think. But if that still doesn't feel quite right, if you don't want to leave your writing up to random fate and chance, then observe around yourself. Look around at the room you're in. Do you notice anything interesting? Do you see people around you that are doing something fun? something that catches your eye. How has your body been feeling lately? Are you noticing nagging pains in your neck? What has been occupying your mind? Any memories from the past? Worries about the future? Take in whatever first strikes your attention and start to talk about it. Describe how it feels. Observe small things in the world around you and relate them candidly. So much of the stories that we love to read that mean so much to us are simply reflections of the lives that the authors lived. The things that they saw and experienced, or vicariously experienced through other people. And at the end of the day, if you're still finding that after all of this advice, you can't figure out what to write, just take a break. Move on to the next thing. Move on to the next part of the story. Sit with it. Live your life and come back to it. There will always be another day to write more. And a lot of times, all it takes is a few days of rest, and then boom, you know exactly where you're going. So if you've made it this far in the video, please just do something for me, like right after you finish watching this. Take 15 minutes out of your life, sit down at your desk, pull up a notebook, a laptop, whatever you like to write with, and just go for 15 minutes. Just start writing, and don't stop until you either hit 15 or you feel like you're done. Don't come in with any ideas, and see where it takes you. Feel free to leave it down in the comments too if you really like it and want to share. You'll be surprised at how much you're capable of. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, tell me what you want to see more of, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay creative out there.